Flagship killer, the OnePlus 3T might be one of the better choices, but if you want something far more affordable, Xiaomi could be the one. Hello everyone, Ray here. This is the Xiaomi 5S Plus. This little monster packs a Snapdragon 821 processor, 6GB of RAM, a dual camera setup, and a huge battery. Alright, the design language is nothing out of ordinary. Having such a low price tag, they have to cut the cost, and unfortunately it seems to be safe to say they have spent as little as possible on the design. The outdated menu button is still here, instead of a recent apps button. However, build quality is decent. Despite the 5S Plus is once again a metal phone, the brushed aluminum finish together with the coating on top make it stand out a little bit. The dual camera module is also way more low profile compared to the V20, with the chamfered edges surrounding the fingerprint sensor and the camera module, also the sides. The build quality is respectable. The only thing I can point out is the glossy coating on top turns the 5S Plus into a fingerprint magnet. Hardware on this guy is respectable though. NFC is finally here, the IR blaster is also a nice touch. You have a 3.5mm headphone jack, but more on that later. Here we have the second microphone, and the sound quality. It's surprisingly clear and crisp compared to the OnePlus 3T, but a little bit flat compared to the iPhone. We are also getting a USB-C port with Quick Charge 3.0 support, and perfect, USB on the go. The fingerprint sensor is also one of the fastest available, so overall the design language is boring, but the build quality and the hardware used are respectable. Performance and features. Yep, it is a shame that the 5S Plus is still running on Android 6.0.1 and the user interface is heavily customized. But it is a really smooth and snappy system indeed, with tons of features and excellent personalization settings. The tap to work is always a delightful feature to have, while pocket mode prevents unexpected touches when the phone is inside your pocket. The fingerprint sensor is also programmed as the camera shutter key. Well, I'm not 52 obviously. Anyway, we have loads of transition animations to choose with, also long press shortcuts. Like some other phone comes with hardware buttons, the back and the recent apps keys can be programmed to trigger secondary actions, but the selection's limited on the 5S Plus compared to the OnePlus 3T, like there's no long press to sleep or kill all the background apps. The navigation hub also offers some handy features, but I personally don't use it that much. One-handed mode is also a must for 5.7 inches phablet, and it's nice to see the confirmation pop up before it actually switches to the smaller display. The LED notification light can also be programmed to show different colors for different type of notifications. Child mode is something really useful for people who always give their phones to children to play with. It simply blocks the access to all apps and files except those selected apps. What really surprised me is the dual app, dual account feature. Without editing the system, gaining root access, or using third-party unauthorized apps, you can log into two WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram accounts officially. Knowing that the 5S Plus is a dual SIM phone, dual apps is ideal for people who simply need two WhatsApps. Android system takes the idea to another level. Tapping the Switch app will immediately bring you to the secondary or primary system, depends on which one you are originally using. The secondary system requires a distinct fingerprint, PIN, or pattern to unlock. To maximize privacy, all apps and files in System 1 will not be shown in System 2. The same rule applies when you are in System 1, so they are completely separated. What amazed me again is this guy can directly switches among the two systems according to the unlock method used, like fingerprint for the second system or pattern for the first system. Performance in the meantime, the Snapdragon 821 system is packed with 6GB of RAM. Day-to-day media consumption is blazing fast. According to the app opening speed test that will have all the tested devices running the same app list, the 5S Plus is surprisingly the fastest Android device that money can buy. Multitasking is also buttery smooth. The difference between a phone with 4GB of RAM and the one here with 6GB of RAM is the 5S Plus switches between apps with iPhone-like performance. Literally lag-free. Gaming experience in the meantime is certainly flawless. With the best GPU on the market, the Adreno 530, driving a 1080p screen, you are getting the best graphics on a smartphone. Now the camera. The 5S Plus, the first phone to ship with Qualcomm's latest ClearSight technology, having two 13 megapixel sensors, but one captures RGB color and the other one captures only black and white. The mono sensor, however, has up to 3 times sensitivity to light. They work together to bring in even more light to reduce digital noise in low-light scenarios. Shutter lag is definitely a problem, but the improvement is worth it, for sure. Not only is the shot on the right a lot brighter with much more details on the shadows, but also a whole lot crisper and smoother. Nearly all digital noise has gone. The new ClearSight technology is absolutely amazing in reducing noise and bringing in more light, but clarity, contrast and color saturation on the 5S Plus is far from the best. The 4 megapixels ultra-pixel front shooter, however, is better than I've expected. Details not the best, but low-light performance is astonishing. The image is bright, and the colors pop. Video shooting on the 5S Plus though is disappointing. Clarity and texture aren't the best, and the thing is the focusing system and the lack of optical image stabilization and electronic stabilization. But it shoots 4K, so overall it's great for how much Xiaomi is asking for. Multimedia Experience is another huge topic. The 5.7 inches IPS display boasts 1920x1080 pixels, with the outdated but wide color gamut 97% NTSC. Colors are vibrant with decent viewing angle. Contrast ratio is not comparable to an AMOLED display, but to be fair, a 1080p screen with wide color gamut is better than just okay for most people. It also goes all the way down to next to unreadable even at night. And if the default white balance and the saturation aren't exactly what you are looking for, you can always fine-tune the settings based on your personal preference. Xiaomi didn't surprise us with the speaker either, but the single down-firing speaker is loud. Audio output via the headphone jack is not up to the Flagship standard, unfortunately. Even with the highest volume, it isn't powerful enough to drive my Xperia A3. The volume is tiny and it simply doesn't sound right. But if you are using just an ordinary pair of headphones, it will be fine. Last but certainly not least, the battery life. The 3800 mAh battery is terrific. Without those unnecessary pixels to push, the battery life is amazing. It is actually the best with an IPS display. Having 48% of the battery remaining after 4 hours of YouTube videos playback with a maximum screen brightness. Backed with Quick Charge 3.0, the battery life is truly outstanding on the 5S Plus. All in all, if you are looking for a phone with a breathtaking design, the best camcorder and camera, the best audio quality and the best display, you have to spend a few more hundreds of dollars or pounds. But what we have here is a beast, which is not necessarily beautiful, but it is well built. With the best possible processing power, tons of features and personalization settings, a huge battery with decent battery life, that cost less than half of a current flagship.